Like fun, but think again. Some states could actually charge you with a crime for taking a family vacation during school days. Constitutional lawyer Paul Millis is a parent who agrees with that law. He says it should be illegal, but former teacher Whitney Neal says it's beyond ridiculous. They join us now for a debate on this. Thank you both for joining us here. So if I want to take my kids on a vacation off of the school calendar, Paul, you say?
Look, let's take education seriously. I understand that the story of this, what's driving the story, is the penalty involved. But what we're really talking about is kids should be in school. People who have work have to be at work. If they told their boss that they wanted to go early or leave for a vacation, they'll get what they get. The same thing with students. Keep the child in school. You want to take a family vacation? There are over 100 days a year that the child is not in school. Take your vacation during that time.
Fair enough. But, you know, it is harder and harder to get family time together. And in some states, ranging state to state, you can actually, each day could constitute a separate offense. Whitney, you say?
I say this is ridiculous. Let's use some common sense here. There is value to family time. There's educational value to some of the experiences that parents will be taking their children out of school for. And I think we have to weigh that. You know, school is important. I take education very seriously. I was a teacher. But I also loved it when a parent came to me and said, hey, we're going to go on this mission trip, or we're going to go on this experience. Can you help me come up with ways to make this impactful and relate to their education?
What happened to parental discretion? You know, if a parent really feels as though a family needs the time together.
Look, discretion, I appreciate that, but when is it exercised, and is it exercised reasonably? Again, there are over 100 days a year that a child is out. There's winter break. There's vacation during the summertime, almost 3 months long. Why is it that the parent cannot schedule the vacation during that period of time? It's not unreasonable. So I appreciate discretion. But when they're school, they're school. When you have a job, you have a job. Let's take it seriously. We're trying to compete on a global marketplace. It's important that we do this and that we focus on, not on vacation time, but on children being in class. Take the vacation later.
Fair enough. Look, and I think most parents do abide by this. I think when it becomes a chronic scheduling issue off the school calendar, would you then agree, Whitney, that, look, if this happens every year, a family continues to take a kid out for 2 weeks off the schedule, do you think they're outside of religious purposes? Do you think that's excessive?
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, use some common sense here. There's a big difference between a chronic truancy problem and a parent who, because their family has a different spring break, or because one cousin is in year-round school, they decide to take a vacation during the school year. There's big differences there. So, again, common sense, let's look at each situation individually. And remember, the parent is the parent, and they're making the best decision for their child. So take that into consideration as well.
So who's really in charge here, though? Is the state going to step in and say, no, you can't take your family vacation because it's a big family reunion, Paul? I mean, I think the families have to have some rights here, no?
I appreciate, and you want the family to have rights, but if there is no penalty, what happens? Then they take the student out of school, they do what they want. It's a slippery slope. So I do appreciate that it's difficult. I think there's a certain amount of reasonableness that should be there, that you have to look at each particular situation, and that I think reasonable people can come up with a reasonable way of dealing with it.
Well, we appreciate the debate. We were present for it, not absent. Whitney and Paul, thanks for it.